With some away action, Edey gives it back to Kennard. Snakes the screen against Lillard and gets it to fall. Luke Kennard leading the NBA in three-point shooting percentage. His playmaking ability is a little understated, though.
And without Ja Morant, the ball will be in his hands a lot. Taylor Jenkins loves how aggressive he has been, particularly this month.
Prince with the three, knocks it home. Said a moment ago, Taurean Prince leads the squad in three-point shooting percentage at 45% on the year. Here's Bane. Throws up the floater and rattles it home. This Memphis team very unique in how they execute offensively. My partner will explain that during the course of the evening. Dame off the mark from three. Edey out top on some delay action. Jackson Jr. in space. Got to the rim. Edey couldn't get the rebound. Giannis, the top player in the NBA in transition scoring. Nice dime inside, and Jackson with the reverse.
Something's got to give here tonight, Jonesy, because you have a team in Memphis that wants to do most of their damage in the lane against a Bucks team, third in the NBA at defending that area of the court.
Yeah, Milwaukee's defense has seen an uptick since that lethargic 2-8 beginning. Off the basket, Memphis up by a point, just underway. Here's Lillard. He was on a heater in the month of January. That one rims out. And Bane brings it across. This Memphis team does not use or set a lot of ball screens or triple handoffs. Edey couldn't get the tip, and it's rebounded by Giannis.
There are too many guys in this league that make Brook Lopez look a little smaller. Zach Edey is one of them.
Lopez from deep. Way strong and rebounded by Kennard. This Memphis team very accustomed to playing without Ja Morant. Out with that right shoulder injury. Good looking jump hook from Edey, the rookie.
Really impressive the way he just ran the floor, got Brook Lopez on his back. I just mentioned the size. He gets an early steal and has one-on-one in the paint. He is going to score more often than not.
Prince left that short. Jackson with the offensive rebound. Another opportunity for the Bucks. Lopez on the drive and a nice lay. Zach Edey has a notion and pulls. And that one comes off. Edey off to a good start, though. Has 4 points to begin this game.
Memphis doesn't waste any time. Number one in pace. I mean, you're going to see them take a lot of shots in the first 10 seconds of the clock. Very important for the Bucks to be back defensively and communicating.
Giannis called on the traveling violation.
Here's what I was talking about with Zach Edey, and I was wondering about his ability when he got drafted to run the floor and play at this pace, at this level. You saw an example of it right there. He took off like a sprinter, and once he gets you on his back in the paint, he's just got to shoot that turnaround jump hook over his left shoulder.
Averaging almost 10 a game. Little DHO to Bane, sprays it out to Jackson Jr., and he drills the three ball. Part of the continuing growth of his game, his three-point shooting.
And this is particularly tough for the Bucks because Brook Lopez loves to run and rim protect. And Jaren Jackson Jr. can do that to you. Very difficult task for any bigs on the Bucks.
Antetokounmpo hands it off to Prince. Touches the paint. One more to Jackson, left open for three. That's the guy that teams usually leave open, Tim.
Yeah, look, he's great with his energy and his defense. His scoring is a little bit of a liability. So if you're going to gamble off somebody, that will be the guy more often than not if you're Memphis.
Ball back tapped out of bounds. It'll stay at this end. Memphis basketball. Memphis leading the NBA in points per game. Points per game scored early in the shot clock. Number one in spot-up shooting. Number one in transition baskets per game as well. Giannis on the handle. That's what his mid-range jumpers look like a lot this year.
Great touch on that shot. Really good contest that time. Giannis came out of the spin. Didn't have much time to find that rim.
Edey couldn't get the handle on that pass. Jackson in transition. Dame one more to the corner. Prince. They run him off the three-point line. Lopez open from deep. And he knocks it home. Taylor Jenkins calls timeout.
Yeah, Memphis has the same problem with Brook Lopez. Edey wants to protect the rim, and you've got Brook Lopez, one of the best.
Shoulder injury this season. Originally, the injury happened on December 27th against New Orleans, where he only played 24 minutes in that contest. Re-aggravated it recently after a string of games. Last week in practice, he doesn't have full mobility of that right shoulder at the moment, can't raise his arm above his shoulder level. So he is truly day-to-day. They're hopeful that he could be ready this week, Jonesy.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing him back on the court. He is must-see TV when it comes to playing basketball. Giannis with the step through, got the layup to fall. And Milwaukee lethal in transition that time. Memphis quickly at the other end. That's what they do extremely well. Edey with the putback. And they scored in about 4 seconds coming back the other way, Tim. 6 points of the ball game for the rookie Zach Edey. Chris Middleton getting ready to come into the ball game for Doc Rivers. Giannis out top. Wells face guarding Lillard. And they get the miss out of it. Jalen Wells has done a nice job this year for Taylor Jenkins defensively. Lots of contact, and that's going to be a blocking foul against Antetokounmpo. Both teams up and down, Tim.
Yeah, you get this long rebound, and you got trouble. When Giannis Antetokounmpo looks up and does not see size back in the paint, you've got a problem. He's going to extend and take that thing all the way to the rim. And you see what I'm talking about with Memphis, how fast they get this ball up the court. And what it leads to is not necessarily made shot on the initial, but Zach Edey with great offensive rebounding position, second in the league in second chance points. because of the pace they put on you, you're not back a lot of times with great balance, and someone can run in and grab one of those rebounds and pick up the loose change.
Here's a look at some of the pertinent numbers. Took 6 seconds for that last score. Bane and one. Desmond Bane will go to the free throw line, and he too, after a lethargic beginning to the season, a slow start shooting the basketball, has really caught fire.
Such tough action, and I hated guarding this action as a player. When you run that wing from one side of the floor to the other, coming off that high screen, you can't go under it because he can stop and shoot a three-pointer off the catch and shoot, so you have to trail, and you just hope someone is there when he turns the corner. That time the backside was wide open.
I've been watching your videos online. Is that the Iverson cut?
That's the Iverson cut.
There we go.
You have been paying attention. Good for
man.
you.
I'm trying to get A's in your class. Off the turnover, here comes Bane. And he's going to be whistled for a traveling violation as G.G. Jackson gets ready to come into the ball game for the Grizzlies. Jackson missed a lot of time to start the season with an injury, but he was a key piece for them last year. Made his season debut against Minnesota back on January 20th after having off-season foot surgery.
I'm intrigued to see what he is later in the year because he had an incredible year a year ago. Over 14 points a game. Only 6 games played this season, but he is somebody that Taylor Jenkins loves. They love the potential, but he just has been sidelined with injuries and now starting to get his feet back and get his minutes up a little bit here over time.
Had a broken bone in his right foot, but starting slowly to regain his form. Went scoreless in Thursday's big win at home against Houston. Went 0 for 5. Here's Giannis staring down Aldama. They empty out the side, really loading up, tilting the floor. And it comes off to Jackson. Memphis has a top 10 defense as well as top 10 offense. Clark on the drive, Wells inside. Little hop through move for the score. Boy, he's one of the most poised and skilled rookies in the league this year.
Very stoic demeanor, and Taylor Jenkins will talk about him all day long because of where he came from and his route to get here, and now starting on one of the best teams in the Western Conference and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Giannis picked up his dribble, shot clock down to 5. Middleton on the wing, got to get to work quickly. Pulls the 3, got it. Boy, he hit that 9-1-1. When you say that Chris Middleton has been a little bit inconsistent of late, he went from 0 points to 22 to 0 points to 21 in 4 consecutive games as Jackson gets the short shot to fall. What's it going to take for him to get back to the Chris Middleton we know?
I think just time, minutes. He's still in a minutes restriction, and you got to play through that at this stage of his career. That's going to take longer than it would when he was a young player.
Rollins misfiring on that 3. Jackson quickly up court to Clark. Aldama with a quick 3. And it comes back out to Jackson. One more opportunity. Clark inside has a mismatch. Nice slot cut by Aldama. Missed a couple of times out of bounds. It'll stay Memphis basketball.
The Giannis effect right there. Aldama switched hands really for no reason because he saw Giannis. But you see right here, Bane is up in his chest. He's got great activity with his hands. But at the end of the day, Jonesy, it just helps to be 6'8". Yeah. Right? When you can rise up at 6'8" and get that shot off, he's in his comfort zone. Desmond Bane actually played that pretty well.
Bane had his hand on his forehead like he was baptizing him. Huh. Clark with the little float game, and it comes off to Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee down by 3. Giannis so far in the ball game with 4 points. And that's going to be a foul underneath against the Grizzlies, sending Middleton to the free throw line for a couple of shots. That foul is going to go against Brandon Clark. His first personal foul. Chris Middleton at the free throw line. Coming into the game averaging just 12.3 points per game, the lowest since his rookie year, but a good night on Friday against San Antonio. Well, it's time for tonight's national TV schedule brought to you by ESPN Bet, the official sports book of ESPN. Tomorrow night on NBA TV, Rockets, Knicks, followed by Magic, Warriors. That starts at 7:30 and 10, respectively. Then Tuesday on TNT, Celtics, Cavs, followed by Lakers versus Clippers at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. When you talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, you say Luka Doncic now. Who would have ever thought? Tim Legler, as Bane misses that jumper. That kept us up last night.
You saying there's news today? I didn't have my phone on today, Jones. What, something happened?
You didn't get the alert?
No, I didn't know. Something happened to shake up the NBA world?
Wow, did it ever.
Man.
Middleton trying to shake up the Grizzlies defensively. Knocks down another long jump shot. 8 quick ones for him.
You can't overstate the importance of Chris Middleton to this team offensively. He's their best playmaker, as Doc Rivers alluded to even when we talked to him before the game. But his mid-range game, it's just something that this offense needs to make it more complete. And as he starts to get in rhythm, the Bucks are going to start to climb their way up in the Eastern Conference.
Little heat check for Middleton. Giannis with the board. Had it stripped away by Clark, but a foul called on the play. And Giannis will go to the free throw line for a couple of shots. That's the second personal foul against Brandon Clark. Well, we saw Chris Middleton in the playoffs a season ago. He was brilliant for an undermanned Bucks team that lost to the Pacers in their playoff series. But in the offseason, Tim, ankle surgery on both the left and the right ankles is going to have you get off to a slow start the following season.
You play in the NBA and your dogs start barking, right? It's hard when that starts happening, right? That particular area of your body, and when you had the mileage on your legs that Chris Middleton does, it's just tough to come back from. But go back to the championship year, they put the ball in his hands more often than not in the fourth quarter of big possessions to run ball screen or run mid-range ISO game. That's how important he is to their offense. And right now, you've seen him for about half a game. Eventually, that number will get up probably closer to 30 minutes as they get closer to the playoffs.
So what happens to the Middleton-Giannis pick and roll? Because right now you've got a predominant Dame-Giannis pick and roll.
I think that's the luxury of having that third elite offensive player, which Chris Middleton is trying to work his way back towards, because now at any point you can have two of those guys operating at an elite level at any time in the game. It just gives you more options if you're Doc Rivers, more buttons to push offensively.
Jackson out top. Did a lot of work on his handle in the summer with his trainer, Chris Johnson, out in Los Angeles. He's got 5 now.
He's just a lot bigger than people think when you see him up close. And that, you can see right there, he gets Giannis on his back. He wants to get, he can go either hand with that jump hook. That's his favorite shot in the lane. And even a guy like Giannis didn't really have an answer for that.
Jackson Jr. has put on about 15 pounds of muscle, too. Rollins crashed into Jackson Jr., who took the worst of that exchange, and he has an amount of blood. Might have gotten hit in the face. He caught an elbow to the face, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is still laying prone on the floor. We're going to take another look. Going to break. You could see blood profusely coming from his nose area. That's where he caught it. Back after this.
Bucks perform to reward tonight's Gallagher Teacher of the Month. We've got Anthony Morgan here, and to reward his commitment and dedication to his students, Gallagher and the Bucks are providing him with $1,000 to be used towards school supplies in the classroom. Make some noise and congratulations to Anthony on being our Teacher of the Month. Clap it up for him, y'all.
Jr. in the ball game. Over to Kennard, back to Aldama. Here's LaRavia. He drives the gap, and he threw that into the fifth row. Off the turnover, Lillard coming back into the ball game. Third turnover of the game for Memphis.
Apparently, LaRavia thought Zach Edey was spotted up in the corner, because I don't know anybody else in this game that's catching that ball.
Just a little bit outside. 2-point ball game as Lillard brings it up against ball pressure from Pippen. Middleton around the Lopez screen. They play some pick and pop. Aldama switches out onto Middleton. There's the mismatch. And he knocks down another three. Chris Middleton on a heater right now with 11.
Such an accomplished scorer. That little rocker step was all it took to get Aldama to relax and put his hands down, expecting a drive. And then Middleton just rose up over the top.
This is the Middleton that the Bucks have been waiting to emerge from his surgeries to the ankles. Aldama hits the 15-footer to make it a 1-point Memphis lead again. Memphis will often play 10, sometimes even 11 players. Gary Trent Jr. drives the closeout, had it knocked away by Pippen Jr. Grizzlies on the move. Kennard with a cutting Pippen, got it to fall through the contact.
Great weak side cut by Pippen Jr. And then the finish to hang in the air that long with an elite level rim protector back there. Pippen Jr. is able to manipulate that ball in the air long enough to get it to go.
Dame turns the corner and drew the hit from Pippen Jr., who's a very pesky, pugnacious defender.
This is what Memphis does to you. I mean, this ball's up the court in about 4 or 5 seconds. And so as a result, you see the defense collapse and look at the basketball being driven baseline, turning their back on the weak side. And that's when Scottie Pippen Jr. just read that, took off the open space. But then the hardest part is finishing over a guy like Brook Lopez is able to do that.
Dame Lillard at the free throw line has not scored yet in the ball game, but he's coming off a very prolific month of January where he shot 41% from downtown, and coming into the game tonight has a streak of 13 consecutive contests, scoring 20 or more. You know, he had a conversation with assistant coach Vin Baker about 2.5 weeks ago, and Vin basically said, it's time for you to start doing the things that you regularly do and become the Dame Lillard that you're used to playing as. And he took it to heart. Aldama from straight away. LaRavia with offensive rebound. Pippen Jr. got it. With 38.6 to go, he's got 4. Memphis, the highest scoring first quarter team in the association, right at their average of 31. Off the Lopez miss, it's Jackson. But a 3-second difference between the shot and game clock. Rain covering Kennard. Aldama slips out on the go screen. Open for 3. Boy, good process, no results. 2 seconds for Dame time. Launches. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. A high-scoring first quarter. The Grizzlies leading it by 3. Middleton 3 of 4 from deep for the Bucks with 11 points. And
The flames already high all over the world. We don't need no fuel or fire for our love to burn. Yeah, the flames already high all over the world. The world love to burn.
Show as much of a crowd as you can. It's your best chance.
All right, Desmond, good luck. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, George. And Middleton begins this quarter on the floor for Milwaukee after that prolific first 12 minutes. They clear out the side for Jaren Jackson Jr., who's back in the ball game. And I'm trying to take a look at his face and don't see any bandages from our vantage point, so all is good. Yeah, like Eddie Murphy said in the movie, Karate Man bleed on the inside, right?
That's right. Good cut man in the corner over there, I guess.
We got Freddie Pacheco, the late great one. Dame from deep, got it. It was just a matter of time. Not quite Dame time.
Lillard is so tough when he gives it up and then continues to move and relocate. Very similar to Steph Curry. And when you just can't relax, once you think you've done a good job on him and making him give it up the first time, he will continue to pursue.
Brook Lopez wide open, defers to Prince. And the pass never made it back to Lopez. Tried to keep it in play. Trent Jr. off the wild scramble. Dame trying to cash out. One more Prince. One more Green. Gotta have it? No. Everything but the bucket that time for the Bucks. There's Luke Kennard getting the start tonight in place of the injured John Morant, missing his second consecutive game. And Green lays it home.
Here's the rule about shooters. If you're going to come to a two-footed jump stop on a breakaway, you better dunk it.
Okay.
Don't come to that two-footed jump stop and get us all anticipating something and then lay it in over the front of the rim.
I don't want to say anything.
I'm just saying, listen, there's a reason I didn't do a two-footed jump stop on a breakaway. I was laying that thing in every time, and I could dunk, but I didn't want to blow a dunk in front of 20,000 people. Right there, he started gathering. Am I wrong?
He sure did. I thought he lost the handle.
And he kind of shook his head, too, because he kind of knew. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you only can get onto the service elevator. You can't get onto the one that goes to the penthouse.
Didn't quite have that what is it? That 8 o'clock bounce. Had the 4 o'clock bounce. His legs weren't ready.
And he's catching some ribbing right now from his bench. He just looked over there, and it's exactly what those guys are talking about. And he had a good laugh about it as well. And look, he's having a great year for them. This has become one of the better three-point shooting spot-up specialist in this league, but his teammates are giving him a hard time right now.
He's earned a lot of time from Doc Rivers with much better than average defense. Good screen by Lopez for Lillard. Couldn't convert with the three, and back the other way. Memphis on the move. Pippen Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. on the drive. Slow steps it. Pippen fires. And good block out by the Bucks collectively. Gary Trent Jr., one of those lethal shooters that they have placed around the bigs in Milwaukee with the ball. Pick and pop action to Lopez. Prince had a notion. What a time. Finds Lopez for the lay-in. He's got 7.
Yeah, Torian Prince not known for his playmaking, but that was a beautiful delivery in a very tight window and an equally great catch by Brook Lopez.
Kennard trying to get their spacing right. Jackson Jr. spaces pretty well right there with the 3 ball. He's got 9 in the ball game. Boy, Pippen Jr. picking up Dame really high, Tim. Lopez fires, and that rattles out.
One of the things that Grizzlies love about Scottie Pippen Jr., that matters over the course of a game, your ability to put pressure on opposing ball handlers up the floor.
Pippen Jr. with that deceleration move draws the foul. We see that being popularized right now by a lot of players where they really slow. He stood still here, literally.
Yeah, this is beyond deceleration. I mean, this is coming to an absolute full stop on 1 foot to wait out that defender to come down before he goes up. Great job by Scottie Pippen Jr. maintaining his balance on that.
Core strength, my brother. Core strength. Averaging just a shade under 10 points per game. Well, in many ways, the league is built by black history and elevated by the voices of black players, coaches, employees, and fans. This February and beyond, the NBA honors black history and celebrates this community. Scan to learn more. Pippen Jr. knocks down the second. He has 5, tied at 35. Antetokounmpo and Lillard on the floor with Lopez. Middleton on the bench right now. Lopez on the drive, tough shot. And Memphis with a chance to take the lead. There's Zach Edey. Hands it off to Kennard, who laces the 3. Kennard shooting 49% from deep this year, giving the Grizzlies a 4-point lead.
Awful difficult when you've got a shooter running full speed on a dribble hand. Talking about a guy that's 25 years old that is a once-in-a-lifetime talent that has already been to a conference finals, been to a finals. You just don't see guys like that being moved. So this is going to have long-term ramifications for both organizations going forward, and a lot of people just shaking their heads because they assume Luka Doncic was untouchable.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis, an all-NBA player as well, going back the other way. Two real titans on the basketball court, switching places. Meanwhile, Memphis going up by 6. Remember, the NBA trade deadline is February the 6th. And, of course, the San Antonio Spurs and Sacramento Kings, Chicago Bulls involved in that 3-team deal, sending De'Aaron Fox to the San Antonio Spurs to team up with Victor Wembanyama.
Look, time will tell with Luka. If Luka goes to Los Angeles, and look, they got him clearly because they're looking at the next iteration of the Lakers after LeBron. That's a big part of this. You now have potentially a generational star for the next decade. Time will tell. If Luka Doncic, takes this seriously and wants to go out there and really prove something and prove that the Mavericks were wrong, this could go down ultimately as one of the more questionable front office decisions this league's ever seen if Luka makes it play out that way.
Pippen Jr. pops clutch, got to the rim, and finished. Scottie Pippen Jr. stunned like his daddy. And Giannis with a counter punch at the other end. That snaps an 11-0 run for the Grizzlies. Memphis up by 6. Pippen Jr. is filled in very brilliantly at times for Ja Morant when Ja's missed games.
I found a player, and I saw him in Vegas this summer, and I really thought he was going to have a chance to have a significant impact on this team, and he really has. He's a great decision maker, pressures the basketball. If he can just add a little more consistency to his three-point shot, he can earn more minutes.
Taurean Prince knocks down the 3. When Taurean Prince signed with the Bucks, he went and asked the video coach for all the film of Giannis's and Dame's assists on three-pointers throughout the years, so he knew where to get to. Kennard off the loose ball turnover. Sounds like something you would have done, Tim Legler.
I wouldn't put it past me.
Kennard out to Edey. One more to Jaren Jackson Jr. wide open and cashes out for the Grizz.
He's such a complete player, with what he's giving you defensively, guarding all 5 positions, and so versatile offensively.
Trent Jr. back out to Lopez. Edey slow to close out. And rebounded by LaRavia. Memphis up by 6 past the midway point of the second quarter. Pippen Jr. with a little jab step. And bricked that one, though.
Yeah, that's just not in his wheelhouse. That's not a shot he's very consistent or comfortable with right now, but he's a young player. He's got to continue to add that.
Lopez inside. Prince got Jackson airborne, who commits the foul on the play. Prince will go to the line for a couple of shots. That's a second on Jaren Jackson Jr.
These bigs that can do this to you, it just creates so much pressure because you're conditioned as a big to run back and protect paint. That's just what all of these guys want to do. And now you've got 7-footers floating around on the perimeter that can shoot this shot at a high percentage. There's just not a real answer for it.
Shooting 35% from deep on the season. Right after the year that they had a season ago, Jaren Jackson Jr., the day after the season ended, the regular season, he flew out to Los Angeles, met his trainer, Chris Johnson, his skills coach, and said, hey, I want you to work me out like I'm in the playoffs right now. And they did that for a couple of months to really keep him attuned, and we see the benefits of that work right now on the floor.
He looks strong, moving well. And, he's a guy that, 6'11", 7 foot, whatever you want to call him. Like, when he comes at you with a head of steam with a live handle, his shoulders are so wide. When he turns his body a little bit, you're automatically pinned against him. And then he's got that soft touch coming out of that action.
After the free throws, Memphis' lead at 4. G.G. Jackson with the ball. Over to Bain. Wells drives the closeout. Jackson finds space for the 3 and rebounded by Antetokounmpo. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Giannis got a little food. Oh, got hung at the rim by Jackson. Put him in the friend zone. G.G. Jackson gave us a moment we don't rarely see, Tim.
When Giannis extended after he got past Aldama, I know both of us were expecting that ball to end up at the bottom of the net from Giannis's left hand. Perfect timing, great extension, and this is one of the reasons why they're so enticed by his talent.
Wow, you mentioned it. Here's Connaughton, got it. Pat Connaughton has seen some more burn in minutes from Doc Rivers and taking advantage of his court time. Lead is down to 1. Jackson on the baseline against Green. Aldama for 3. Another opportunity for the Grizzlies. Bane in heavy traffic. Jackson pulls. Tipped up, no good by Clark, out of bounds. Milwaukee basketball with a chance to take the lead. Boy, Memphis had some good looks that time, though. Rollins crosses over on Bane and rebounded by Memphis. Grizzlies have numbers, a 5-on-4 if they want it. Into the corner, that's Jackson. Clark battling against 3 different Bucks. Aldama for 3. And the Grizzlies unable to convert from deep. They're now 8 of 23 from deep.
A lot of energy on those last 2 possessions with very little to show for it.
Well, that's what they were trying to do. A.J. Green knocks down the long ball. Doc's team on an 8-0 run when we come back. Bane into the front court. Let's see what they run out of the timeout. Milwaukee with a zone look here, it looks like, Legs. Wells, Aldama from short distance, knocks it home.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to take a look at something out of a timeout to give them a different look, maybe catch them off guard for a couple possessions. But when you allow that kind of penetration and weak side cutters, then there's no point in being in a zone. That's the whole point. Force perimeter shots.
Giannis inside against Aldama. Made sure that time nobody was blocking that. Giannis said it with his chest.
And that's a check that G.G. Jackson wrote that Aldama had to cash, unfortunately.
Yeah. He caught some smoke there. Clark on the baseline knocks down that short shot as Jaren Jackson Jr. gets ready to come back into the ball game. Middleton off the mark from mid-range. And here's Clark. Aldama drives the closeout, and he draws the foul on the play. Tied at 50 with 2:24 to go in this opening half.
Jonesy, are you as impressed as I am with the way Memphis operates offensively?
Love it.
How quickly they make decisions and get it from point A to point B with very little on-ball screening, which is very different than the way most teams operate in this league.
Yeah, Taylor Jenkins talked about watching different sports, soccer, football, and how to, quote-unquote, invade space, in his own words. Clark spins, got it knocked loose, retrieved it, and the Bucks get a stop. Bounce pass to Rollins inside, blocked at the rim by Jackson, out of bounds. It'll stay Milwaukee basketball, and there's another demonstration of why Jaren Jackson Jr., Tim, you tell me, is he a top 5 two-way player in this league?
I think he's right in that category, no doubt. That's he's certainly in that conversation for debate because he can not only do what he did right there, which is track a guard to the rim and get them from behind on a block. He's very good at closing out on smaller players, staying low and keeping them in front.
Knocked it away from Giannis there. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. An inverted pick and roll with Connaughton and Giannis. Stare down midi is pure. 10 points in the ball game for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bane double teamed off the screen action and an easy roll for Clark.
I don't think anybody has expended more energy in this game so far than Brandon Clark. He finally got rewarded with a beautiful cut, but he is so active offensively. He's putting a lot of pressure on the Bucks right now to defend that paint.
Green from deep, got it. Green gives Milwaukee a 3-point lead. He has 8. Jackson with a tough shot. Earns another trip to the free throw line for the Grizzlies.
A.J. Green has a beautiful stroke, and he's up to 44% for the year, but he actually came into this one struggling a little bit by his standards over the last 6 games, just 8 for 25 from the 3. So I know Doc Rivers is welcoming the start that he's had to this game.
Jaren Jackson Jr. at the free throw line, 78% on the season. Hey, coming up on the halftime report presented by Hyundai, Shanae and Brian will break down the first half as well as take a look at all the NBA action across the league, and there is a lot to talk about. Talked about the trade with Luka and AD, Dallas and the Lakers, and De'Aaron Fox's era has come to a conclusion with the Sacramento Kings as he goes to San Antonio to join Wembanyama. Middleton, president of the Midi Committee right now, knocking down another mid-range jump shot. He has 13. Jackson had it knocked away. One more to Bane. Inside Clark. He lost the handle. Giannis in transition. Connaughton. Green. Put Clark on a flight but couldn't convert. Jackson with a quick 3. And Giannis with the rebound. There's about a 7-second difference between the shot and game clock. Dame Lillard has been conspicuous by his silence, Tim, at the offensive end. 5 points in the half so far.
Well, he's one of those guys, though, no matter how well you think you have him corralled, you better stay connected because he's capable of getting going on a couple of trips, can set up the next quarter for him.
4 seconds to go. Bane tripped and fouled by Giannis Antetokounmpo. And that's going to put Desmond Bane at the free throw line for a couple of shots. Giannis not in legal guarding position and commits the foul, tripping up Bane. Bane, an 85% free throw shooter on the season, knocks down the first. He's averaged over 21 points a game, Tim, during the last 10 games and upped his performance.
Yeah, this is my third Grizzlies game this year, and when I got their first game, he had just come back, and you could see he had a little bit of an injury earlier in the year, and you could just see he wasn't in rhythm. That this is the Desmond Bane we've seen here over the last month that we've come to know over the last few years.
Connaughton with a great catch. Lillard inside. Couldn't convert. Do we have a whistle and a foul? It looks like we do. Boy, a well-executed long pass and then subsequent pass. Boy, what a pass by Middleton. And then the catch by Connaughton. And found a cutting Lillard.
Frustrating for Taylor Jenkins because you're trying to close out the half. You earn a trip to the line. And then off of a free throw, you give up basically a full-length pass and a cut and give up, I was going to say 2 points the other way because it's Damian Lillard at the foul line, 90% basically for his career, but he hasn't gotten the rhythm going tonight, and you see it here even carry over to the foul line, missing the first one.
Lillard coming into this game tonight, scoring 20 or more in 13 consecutive contests. 1 second to go. Lillard with 6 now. Aldama launches. That's going to be the end of the first half of play as Milwaukee looks to atone for an earlier loss this season against Memphis. Giannis with 10 points. Middleton, one of his
I melt in your hands, soaked in sweat when we dance. I fall to my knees, baby. Wanna get you alone, now not ready to ignite. I want us to go home now, now turn off every light, baby. Burn me to ashes, then I rise, then I rise. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body.
Doc Rivers, the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, at halftime, and I asked him what he liked about his team. He loved their pace and their shot creation, loved their shot profile. He did say, though, defensively, they got to do a much better job off the dribble, as you see right there.
Yeah, they used the dribble to get in behind Edey to finish the lob. And boy, what about those two bigs connecting at that end for Memphis?
Yeah, and this is honestly, both of these teams came out of the locker room just now. They're still half asleep because that's two really just total breakdowns defensively. The first one, for Memphis to give up something that quick where you're caught unaware leads to a wide open corner three by Lopez, and then that's just easy dribble penetration and throwing the ball to the biggest target Memphis has, Zach Edey, on the backside. So good execution offensively, but neither team came out with the right mindset, offering the right resistance defensively.
Edey having a good first half. Already with 10 in the ball game. Right after draft night, John Morant called him up and he said, Big fella, I know you want to go join the Canadian national team to play in the Olympics, but I want you to join me in Dallas. And they worked out for 3 weeks together down in the Dallas area, got an Airbnb together and developed a lot of good on-court and off-court chemistry.
It's great leadership, and it's also really helping a rookie gain confidence coming into a new environment with a superstar.
John missing a game tonight with the shoulder injury after the layup by Prince. He's got 10. Bane inside, knocks down the short jump shot.
Really is uncanny to watch Memphis operate with all of these dribble penetrations, cuts, drive and kicks, not running a lot of high ball screen offense like we see so often in this league. And there's a reason, because they have great decision makers.
And that three ball, a good decision by Brook Lopez to make it a 5-point lead. He's up to 13. Bernard turns the corner. Back out to Jaren Jackson Jr. At three, rims out. Edey battling underneath, tapped it back out, but it got to Dame Lillard instead. Prince had a notion. Giannis put his shoulder right into the chest of Edey and draws the foul. So Antetokounmpo will go to the line for a couple of shots. That's the first foul against Memphis.
Yeah, this is where Memphis excels. There is a ball screen there and allows Luke Kennard to get into the pocket where three defenders are. When the heads turn to watch it, weak side cut beautifully by Bane. And here you see this is right out of the locker room. Brook Lopez just gets up the floor and the ball gets behind the defense. It leads to chaos defensively, and they don't communicate on the closeout.
Antetokounmpo at the foul line. 59% on the season. And that line drive, Tim, never really had a chance.
Now, it's cyclical with Giannis. Like, he just goes through periods of time throughout the course of the NBA season. It's very much like a roller coaster from the line. He will get into stretches where he clearly gains his confidence and rhythm, and he'll shoot at more like in that 70-75% clip for a number of games, and then he'll have a couple of struggles, and then it becomes a little bit more of an adventure.
That one didn't have a chance either. Line drive came up short. They get another opportunity. Prince! All it worked out for the Bucks on the three ball. The lead is up to 9. Prince with 13. And an auspicious bounce here for Milwaukee.
Yeah, Taylor Jenkins takes a timeout because they give up a three early, and then they get beat to a loose ball, which leads.
with this franchise and across the basketball universe. His jersey retired, of course, here in Milwaukee. That sky hook, man, the most unstoppable shot in all of sports at one point.
And listen, you can debate greatest player of all time if you want. You know, I know MJ's my choice, but when you start talking about resumes, that's a different conversation. 6 MVPs, 6 titles, 3 more titles in college.
Thank you. Winner. Giannis inside, and that's going to be a violation. Yeah, Giannis on a streak right now of 35 points, 10 rebounds for the last 4 consecutive games, putting him in the same neighborhood, franchise-wise, as then Lou Alcindor. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Big problem right now for Memphis. The three-point shot has dried up, and they're not a prolific three-point shooting team, but they've missed 9 in a row, and they're a minus 24 from the three-point line. That's really where the separation has come.
Tough to make that up. Lillard finds Giannis underneath. Got it blocked and then punched the second one home. Right on Edey. Biggest lead of the ball game for the Bucks at 10. Jackson on the drive. Blocked by Lopez. Bucks on the move. Lillard wide open 3. And Bane with the board. Dame Lillard now 1 of 8 from the field. That ball tipped out of bounds. Lillard with active hands. I don't think Giannis plans on getting blocked on a dunk again tonight, Tim.
I don't think so. And look, you know, even when you make a play on the first one, he's so quick off his feet right there. Zach Edey was just absolutely pinned under the rim. And with Giannis's length, that's going to be an easy putback.
That 3 rattles out from Tripp. Edey inside, draws the foul and 1. Oh, the rookie putting some muscle in his hustle. And will go to the free throw line trying to complete the 3-point play.
That was more like the matchup Zach Edey would get at Purdue, right? This is what typically looked like teams trying to defend him when he was in college, and he's going to make easy work of that. He does have very good footwork and a very good touch down there, and he's strong base as well. And that time, you know, Andre Jackson Jr. is no matchup for Edey when he's got single coverage in the paint.
Still playing with that mask. Suffered a nose injury a couple of weeks ago in that game on ESPN against Wembanyama and the Spurs. Lillard cross court. Giannis on the keep action. Shot clock below 10. Giannis playing with his food. Jackson inside. Good to turn at the rim that time. Zach Edey. The trailer, Jackson good. And he lets out a feral yell as Memphis pulls to within 4.
Now, Jaren Jackson Jr., we've talked a lot about him, and he has delivered.
Summer's gone, I'm latching on. Don't even know your name, but you're still in my head. Underneath rays of gold, your body, you're so close. No, I can't forget, no. When I saw you on the dance floor, oh, I saw you who saw me first. I guess it's history now, and I shouldn't care, but it still hurts. I didn't realize the danger, cause you're the end of the rainbow. And the music was so loud, didn't catch your name over this crowd. Girl, you should wear a name tag, cause all I wanna do is to know your name. Girl, you should wear a name tag. you should wear a name tag. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Lose control of myself, can find you anywhere. Been trying for too long. I give up, I'm out of luck. Been looking everywhere, it doesn't make sense, no. Cause I need you on the dance floor. 4 a.m. and we go home. I guess it's history now and I shouldn't care but it still hurts. I didn't realize the danger, cause you're the end of the rainbow. And the music was so loud, didn't get your name over this crowd. Girl, you should wear a name tag, cause all I wanna do is to know your name. Girl, you should wear a name tag, that's the only way that I get your name. Girl, you should wear a name tag, it's too important, should be your name. People go insane when you walk by. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Girl, you should wear a name tag. Cause I need you on the dance floor. 4 a.m. and we go home.
That has really devastated the entire region. 4-point lead out of the timeout. Lillard over to Giannis. Over Jackson, got it. Tough shot.
That's the shot Giannis has really improved throughout his career. That used to be just put your head down, get all the way to the rim, maybe be off balance. There's the decel again in the lean back for the short bank shot.
Jackson blocked that time. Got a whistle and a foul. It's going to go against the Bucks.
Yeah, this is nice. You know, adding the finesse part of the end of this. It's gotten so much better. It absorbs the contact and then the lean back with the soft touch off the backboard. This shot was not really easy for Giannis earlier in his career.
You love to see a player that talented continue to make those incremental improvements and develop the way that he continues to. And having an MVP type season, Bane high off the window. Desmond Bane's got 11. Lillard around the Giannis drag screen, steps back for the mid-range, got it. Lillard with just his second field goal of the ball game, he's up to 8. And Milwaukee trying to keep Memphis at arm's length here. Jackson working against Lopez. That's a tough cover on the edge. Bane with the show and go. The mid-range is good.
Yeah, and one of the things you have to do, you have to be disciplined when you close out. Desmond Bane loves that hard show on the three-pointer to get you to bite and get inside for that mid-range pull-up.
Giannis looking for that rhythm dribble. Drives it on Edey. Great contest. They get the stop, Memphis does, but not the defensive board. Bane staring down Giannis. Bane was holding him like a rent payment that time. Had his entire left arm around Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis better check and see if he's still got his wallet. Desmond Bane wrapped him up right there, you know, and the fish had a perfect look at it. You see, hey, Desmond Bane right there. I don't blame you, Desmond. That's Giannis right there. I don't blame you. This is Zach Edey. He impresses me with his ability to stay low and keep the ball in front. And at the end of it, if he can just be in the area, he's 7-4.
Giannis for 3. The lead is up to 7. He's got 17. Bane on an imperious drive with a punch. Desmond Bane announcing himself as we approach the midway point of the third. Andre Jackson for 3. Boy, that's found money.
The two guys on the court that Memphis will live with shooting threes, Giannis and Andre Jackson, knocked down back-to-back threes.
Tipped up by Edey, no good. Wells chases down the loose ball. finds Kennard on the cut. He left it short, missed his tip. And Money Middleton out to Jackson. Chase down the loose ball, Prince. Inside to Giannis, great catch. Timeout Grizzlies. And the building is hot.
And Milwaukee responds to Memphis's run. Giannis first, eyes up the three. And then what you know he's prone to do.
Haven't had much of an answer for him. He recorded his 37th double-double of the season already.
19th straight game with 10 rebounds, at least.
See what the Grizzlies run out of the timeout. High ball screen for Bane, who rejects it. Aldama. Nice cut by Wells and punching it home. Jalen Wells, the impressive rookie out of the Sacramento area. Didn't have any Division I offers coming out of high school. Played at Division II Sonoma State before moving on to Washington State and then drafted in the second round. Giannis with a tough catch in traffic and draws the foul inside. Three different Grizzlies with their palms pointing skyward, wondering who it's on. It's going to be the third on Brandon Clark. So Antetokounmpo back at the free throw line. He's 0 for 4 from the foul line tonight. Superman had kryptonite, right, Tim? Come on.
Or else
Is
it
that
wouldn't
what we're
be
thinking
fair
right
to the
now?
rest of us if he didn't have something.
Yeah. And now he's 0 for 5. Hey, this is our ESPN NBA Wednesday doubleheader. The Spurs with a brand new lineup now with De'Aaron Fox playing the second game of their 6-game road trip against Trae Young and the Hawks. Oh for 6 from the free throw line. G.G. Jackson to a wide open Wells. And he airballed that. Let's call it a pass to Bane.
Toughest shot to box out, right? An air ball. Because you got your body into somebody. You're anticipating the ball hitting the rim so you can react. They always catch you off guard on the weak side when it's an air ball. Bane took advantage.
Rollins on the bounce out to Middleton. Trent Jr. ready to come in for Doc Rivers. Rollins pulls the three, and it comes off to Bane. Memphis hanging around. Bane with 10 points in the quarter. Nice dime drop to Wells, who slams it home. He's got 6.
Desmond Bane showing you he's more than just a shooter. He's got good court vision, and Jalen Wells very active. That's 2 cuts now he's made along the baseline in this quarter and been rewarded with a dunk.
Rollins with the corner 3. Got it. Rollins steadily earning more time for Doc Rivers and the Bucks. He's got 4. Aldama driving the baseline. Cut off by Green. Clark with the catch, and it rattles home. Brandon Clark with 6 in the ball game for the Grizzlies. They repost it to Antetokounmpo. Aldama digs, so Giannis spins away. What a move, Tim.
Yeah, he's making that shot. You just got to shake his hand because you've got to live with something with Giannis. That's about a 19-foot turnaround jumper.
Bane left it on the front rim, got it back, but he's going to be whistled for a push-off on the rebound. That's his second personal foul.
Yeah, this is tough. You see, he sees the double team waiting to come down on him from the top, and if he goes middle, Aldama's going to force that pass, so he spins away, and he's just bigger than Clark, so he's able to shoot over the top.
Middleton walking down the rookie, and there's his welcome to the NBA moment for Jalen Wells, having a pro score like Middleton now up to 15. Jackson back out to a wide open Aldama, and he cashes out. Memphis hanging around, the lead back to 6.
That's nice, but that's an overreaction defensively by Milwaukee. You know, have 5 guys flood the paint on Jackson's penetration, and then there's nobody left to rotate to Aldama.
Middleton for 3, hit 3 in the first half. That's another one here in the second half for him. Chris Middleton now 4 of 5 from deep. And a counter at the other end by Jackson. Well, I know G.G. Jackson wasn't able to be in his usual place on a Sunday. He usually plays percussion at his local church in Memphis. He's out making money today. Trent Jr. a little bit strong. Middleton down the runway. Sprays it out to Trent. One more to Green. Shot clock at 7. Got Jackson in the air. Count it. Slick move by A.J. Green.
Yeah, he's not known for the mid-range. He's more a guy that's going to get to the three-point shot or all the way to the rim occasionally. But he had Jackson react to the closeout, and then when he stops, G.G. Jackson's so determined to get a hand up on a great shooter. A.J. Green set him up nicely on that.
A.J. Green, as I mentioned earlier, earning more time on the floor because of his improved defense, according to Doc Rivers. Young man played against the Murray twins, Chris Murray and Keegan Murray, back in high school in Iowa. Pippen on the drive. Good resistance by Green at the rim. Went vertical. Jackson Jr. picked up his dribble. Shot clock at 1. Just drawing iron. And good defense that time by the Bucks.
Excellent defensive possession on 2 different possessions, really. Defended him the first time, and then after the offensive rebound, had to play defense again for 14 more seconds, and were able to force a tough shot by Jaren Jackson Jr. Nice job right here by Middleton, not fouling, and then great box out by A.J. Green right there on Brandon Clark.
Middleton around the Lopez screen. Jackson switches on to him. And a whistle, and we have an offensive foul against Brook Lopez. So it'll come back the other way. His 3rd personal foul. With 1:19 to go in the quarter. Pippen brings it across. Aldama off glass, got it to fall. 12 points in the ball game for Santi Aldama. This Memphis team has several players. I don't think they have a player that averages over 30 minutes per game. Wonderful depth and balance. Trent Jr. off the mark. Pippen Jr. with the rebound. Aldama the trailer. Jackson Jr. calling for it against Middleton. Has a mismatch here. No double team yet. Boy, that's light work, Tim.
And everybody knows he prefers to shoot that basketball with his left hand, so they were expecting him to come middle. He took advantage of the leverage and spun back to the baseline, went to his right hand.
And off the miss, a chance to get it down to 3 if you're the Grizzlies. 3-second difference between the shot and game clock. They go right back to Triple J. No double team, and now it comes on the baseline side. But a foul is going to be called against the Bucks. And that's going to put Jackson Jr. at the free throw line. He's been a handful for the Bucks defensively. He's got 19.
There is no real matchup for him because he can just turn his back on you if you're a smaller defender, or face up and take you off the dribble if you're a bigger guy out on the perimeter. And that time they actually doubled along the baseline with another big, but Chris Middleton unfortunately just hit him in the face and he gets 2 free throws out of it.
Let's take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule tomorrow night on NBA TV. Houston, New York, followed by Orlando, Golden State, starting at 7:30. Then Tuesday on TNT, Celtics, Cavs at 7:30, followed by Lakers, Clippers at 10. For more of these games, please go to NBA.com or go on to the NBA app. Jackson Jr. off the mark on that second free throw.
That's just a tough break for the Bucks. He misses both free throws, but he sprints in on the second miss because nobody stepped into the lane, and he ends up almost getting a jump ball with Brook Lopez and forces the ball off of Lopez to earn another possession. But that's just a mental breakdown on the part of the Bucks, not stepping into the lane to secure that defensive rebound.
You played against Jackson Jr.'s dad, Jaron. What do you remember about his career, and what kind of teammate was he?
Yeah, why you got to talk about me playing against guys' dads and stuff?
Oh, hey, I ain't trying to say you up there.
You know, what are you trying to say? You couldn't have been his cousin or something, man? You're right. No, I did. And that's happening more frequently to me, by the way, in a lot of these games.
Well, Jackson Jr. going to go right back to the free throw line with 7.7 to go. He's been hit in the face a couple of times in this ball game. One time drawing blood. Had to lead the game in the first half. Foul's going to go against Middleton. His second foul.
It's inadvertent, but there is contact there. Now, Chris Middleton had his arms up in the air and he's giving ground. But at the end of the day, if that arm comes forward at all and you make contact, particularly anywhere above the shoulders, you're going to get that call. Jaren Jackson Jr. right back to the place where he just missed 2.
Young man that grew up in and around the game of basketball. We talked about his father, who was a member of the San Antonio Spurs, played in the NBA for a while. Mom also a member of the WNBA front office and the league brain trust. Green for 3. Got it! At the end of the shot clock and the game clock, A.J. Green, a.k.a. Green Light,
taking it outside where the defense can extend. Let a great shooter.
I can't just have ya any way I want. too much for sure. So cold, but we're always coming back for more. Egos in this wicked game, it's all for sure. Oh, I've got you. If we figured out what it's all about, takes a second and then we're back it again. Coaster ride for the triggered minds, but I don't ever want us to stop it. Go ahead, to let me smile for all I care. Just wanna stay close, don't say that. Ain't gonna leave ya. So touch, you're a million. Explode every time you go and slam the door. Adore how we always end up on the floor. We know how to push the buttons to the core. I've got you.
Jackson Jr. on the drive. There's that left hand that he finishes so well with, Tim.
Yeah, he loves it, and it's different because, you know, he shoots a right-handed three-point shot, but when he gets anywhere off the move going to the rim, he wants to put it in his left hand. He just has better touch.
How tough is it to guard a guy that plays that way?
Very, because you're just conditioned on a right-handed player. You're just conditioned to close out on him on a different angle than that, but he wants to go to the area that you're giving him.
Oh, there's the three with the right hand, and he knocks down that. One of the best two-way players in the NBA right now. Jaren Jackson Jr. up to 26. Lillard snakes the screen, takes the long two, and drains it. Lillard, a relatively quiet night by his lofty standards, has 10 points. Pippen Jr. and one. Count it. Pippen Jr. will go to the free throw line trying to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, that was crafty. You know, he spins out on the sideline, and you can see right here, there's no time to gather that with both hands. If you gather that with both hands, it takes an extra count. Chris Middleton probably makes a play on the ball. Instead, he just took that one hand and got it up into a scoop position off the glass before the defender could get there, and gets the bucket and one.
Tim, you see a lot of players at the youth level of basketball. You saw that move by Pippen Jr. People are coming into the league so skilled now. I mean, that shot right there is a difficult shot. That same hand, same foot, off the bounce. I mean,
the number of guys on the court on any given night with an array of shot making in their arsenal is unprecedented in this league. Like, there's so many guys that can hurt you in so many different ways.
Prince off the Lopez screen. Pippen Jr. knocked it away for the steal. Here come the Grizzlies. They got numbers. 3-on-1. LaRavia got it to fall in. And it's a tight game, down to one now. And we have a delay of game warning called against the Grizzlies. Batting the ball away after the made basket.
That's all Pippen Jr. He just disrupts on this end, coming from behind with the deflection, using his quickness and instincts, and then finishing or dishing off to LaRavia on the other end to convert that transition.
Lillard was looking for a call. He missed the mid-range. Chance to take the lead now for the Grizzlies. Jackson for the lead. Cash. Timeout, Doc Rivers. As the Grizzlies storm back to take a one-point advantage. Trying to make it 7 straight wins against the Bucks.
He's doing it all tonight for Memphis.
Green one more to the corner. Connaughton on the drive. Lost the handle out of bounds. It'll stay at that end. Milwaukee basketball with 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. If you just joined us, remember Ja Morant not playing tonight. As reported a little bit earlier by George Sedano. There's the ball off of Jackson's elbow. 8 on the shot clock. Prince, 3. Aldama with the board. Quickly up to Pippen Jr. Didn't have numbers. Kennard wheels. LaRavia with a nice fake. Drew contact. Aldama lays it in, but a whistle and a foul first against LaRavia. A call for the charging foul.
A.J. Green will do this. He does not mind sticking his head in there and positioning himself and drawing the contact. And then the final part is always sell it. Sold it very well right there and earns the Bucks a possession.
Dame gets himself free on the pick and pop. It's Lopez. Lopez on the short roll and rebounded by the Grizzlies. Well, Arabia's around the world pass made it to Pippen Jr. and Lopez got caught tailgating for the foul. I mean, you can't run a man over like that.
It's so frustrating for big guys. You're just trying to run up the floor, man. Can I just get to my spot? And you get Scottie Pippen Jr.
You got to slam on the brakes.
He just changes lanes right here, though. He changes lanes.
Hey.
There's nothing Lopez can do. Very smart play. If you can do that, that's the Chris Paul special right there. Cut him off as they're trying to retreat defensively.
Put his indicator on to change lanes. He was good. Lopez is going to come out of the ball game. 8:46 to go. Memphis up by a bucket. Jackson Jr. on the pick and pop. And another 3-ball. His 7th of the evening. That's a season high. The lead swelling to 5 for the Grizzlies. The number 3 seed in the West coming in tonight. They mean business. Lillard draws the foul against Pippen Jr.
Jaren Jackson Jr. just feeling it right now. And, he's just going to screen and slide to those open spots. And, again, with Giannis and Brook Lopez both wanting to get back to the lane to help on penetration, it's just a very long distance to have to close out to get to him. But they're going to have to change their approach right now because you're expecting it to go in when he lets it go right now.
All the time. Hey, here's the NBA Saturday primetime game on ABC and ESPN+. A Big Eastern Conference matchup between Jason Tatum and the Celtics and Jalen Brunson and the Knicks. Our coverage begins with NBA. The lead is up to 3 for Memphis. Lillard with 12. Pippen Jr. crosses over Connaughton. Missed the shot. Aldama there with the putback. Boy, this is a team that is second in the NBA in second chance points. Keep that in mind as you watch those offensive rebounds.
And they've got 19 tonight, so it's a big part of their production. They also get to the line more than any team in the league. Like, those are 2 areas of their game. Points in the paint, these are big. The 3-point shooting, when they get it at this level, in this stretch, that's a bonus.
Jackson Jr. lost it, knocked away by Giannis. Dame on the break. Prince drives it. Giannis inside with a room service slam. And the lead is down to 3. Antetokounmpo with 23. Aldama invading the space for the layup. Boy, that was a mismatch if you ever saw one. He's got 16. Back out to Lillard. Pippen all over Dame all night. Prince for 3, too strong. Giannis knocked to the court, no whistle. Jackson Jr. the trailer. Giannis with the outlet. They got a 2-on-1. And he used the self-checkout line. Antetokounmpo with another bucket. Up to 25. Off the miss. Giannis on the break again. And Pippen Jr. knocked it away. Giannis got it back. And he's fouled underneath. What a pace.
It's a wild action right now, back and forth. And both of these teams right now getting to the paint anytime they want to pretty easily. And for Memphis, that's really been the difference here for them.
When you see hands on knees, Tim, you know what that means, right? Guys are a little bit gassed and taxed out there. 6:37 to go. And both teams playing extremely hard.
No, Giannis just had 3 full-court sprints back-to-back with no stoppage in play. So, yeah, you're going to feel that for a minute. The lungs get a little bit of a burn going.
Made a 3 earlier. Here's another one. Giannis looks in the crowd and says, "You already know." He's had 25 or more in the last 13 straight. Tied at 112. Aldama making like Santa Claus with a gift.
Yeah, Doc Rivers said in this recent, they've lost 3 out of 4 defensively. The numbers way off from what they had done for the previous 6 weeks, and this is why they're getting beat off the dribble almost every trip.
Dame gets it back, drives it on Wells, the rookie. And here comes Pippen Jr. He was being harassed the entire way by Lillard. Giannis has knocked down a couple of threes tonight, Tim.
Yeah, he might have just been playing possum here when that ball was out of bounds, and he looked like he was trying to catch his breath because he gets that first touch, toes it up, knocks it down.
And Bane caught the Bucks hitting the snooze bar defensively. He's got 19. 6 ties, 16 lead changes. Milwaukee's largest lead was 10, and out of the timeout. See what Doc Rivers has drawn up. Middleton off the down screen. Pippen Jr. blows up that DHO action. Inside for Lopez against the rookie, and he couldn't make it. Grizzlies get the stop. They have a top 10 defense. Straight away, Bane goes boom. And Desmond Bane gives them a 7-point lead. He's got 22.
And Milwaukee has no answer right now defensively. They're getting beat off the dribble. They're getting beat from the three-point line. They're getting beat on the offensive glass.
Lopez with a tip right there. He's got 15. Bane on the flip action. Sprays it out to Wells for 3. That's way off. Missed everything. Aldama kept it in play, but it comes out to Antetokounmpo. Clark knocked it away from Giannis. Lopez couldn't make the catch. Aldama on the run out. Kept it in play. Pippen Jr. to Clark. No whistle. Aldama on the baseline. Lost it. Right to Pippen Jr. Not the way they drew it up, but they'll take the result at the free throw line. A couple of shots. That was a raggedy-looking possession, but it worked out for the Grizzlies, Tim.
At no point did that possession resemble anything that had fluidity to it. But you still, one thing I was noticing, and I was going to mention about this team, their conditioning level is so high. Their cuts, their speed, their pace is relentless, and sometimes that leads to maybe picking up some garbage points at the end of a possession just because of your pursuit.
That was the 5th foul on Lopez. Hey, coming up next at SportsCenter with Michael Eaves and Nicole Briscoe. A lot to talk about today in the association as De'Aaron Fox, who spent the first 8 years of his career in Pippen Jr. goes 0 for 2. Under 5 minutes to go. 5-point ball game. Lillard a little bit strong. We're officially in clutch time. Bane with the float game. He's got it back. Boy, Grizzlies a half step quicker tonight. Bane rips through. Clark inside in traffic. Bodies strewn across the lane. Grizzlies piled up on each other. Wow, there's a mushroom cloud forming over the key. When I say bodies strewn across the lane, in a literal sense, this is what it looks like. Piling up. Everything And the shot clock expires. Side of the sideline, out of bounds.
And here you see again, like this has been going on all night. It's either Wells or Pippen Jr. picking him up 75 feet, and all of this stuff matters. And it just, his inability to really get, now he can erupt at any time because he's that good, but I really credit Memphis' defense on him.
Giannis with the nice finish up high. You're talking about the cumulative effect it has on Lillard?
It wears on you having to handle the ball against pressure the entire night, every time up the floor.
Jackson Jr. puts a shoulder into Giannis. Put Giannis in the weight room, folks. It was a shoulder day today for Jackson Jr. He's up to 34. The lead is 5. Lillard got by his defender. Ball knocked out of bounds. There's going to be a loose ball foul. It'll stay at this end. Jackson Jr. with that exercise.
Giannis does a pretty good job here. He knows Jaren Jackson Jr. wants to get left. There's a lot of contact there, but I think Giannis was still moving at this point, and I believe that's why they didn't make that call, despite the fact that Jaren Jackson Jr. did extend his right arm a little bit. Obviously, the crowd reacted to that. I was okay with that no call.
Middleton lost the handle, goes right to Aldama. Under 3 minutes to go, Memphis up by 5. Jackson Jr. has been brilliant tonight. Spellbinding at times. Working against Antetokounmpo. That left hand has been feathery soft with its touch. 36 on the meter.
Now that is just too good to get to that spot. That was a deep jump hook. That had to be about 10, 12 feet.
And it might be Dame time with the 3 on the way. The lead back down to 4. Lillard with 15. Giannis in his defensive stance. Jackson loses it. Middleton with Giannis. Pippen Jr. with great hustle. Interminable effort there by Pippen Jr. You were just talking about him.
What speed to make up the ground that time on Giannis, unsuspecting, knocks it away from behind.
And here he is underneath. Giannis picks him up on the cross match. Kennard pulls the 3. Halfway down and out, Aldama chased it down. Wells got on the deck, got run over. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Memphis basketball. Bodies on the court again. What about the indefatigable hustle by Pippen Jr. again?
Yeah, this is after a great defensive play. Giannis pokes it away. You got numbers momentarily in transition, and Scottie Pippen Jr. erases those numbers by getting back and creating the steal. And here again, this was created off of an offensive rebound attempt by Aldama. Ultimately leads to the loose ball possession.
Game's got a playoff feel to it. And that's a playoff bucket by Kennard, who leads the league in three-point shooting. 7-point advantage for the visitors. Pippen Jr. took Dame's cornbread. 2-on-1. Aldama. And Memphis will go to the free throw line. Scottie Pippen Jr. is showing you what full court defense can ultimately do and how it can pay off.
When you consistently put yourself in the area, if anybody gets a little bit loose with the handle and you're always there in that space, it leads to something like this. And this has been going on the entire game. They've hounded and harassed. Look, Damian Lillard is a great, great player. So some of it is some of these looks, he can normally make, but again, it's a cumulative effect of pressure, speed, and multiple guys on him that could do an adequate job. And Scottie Pippen Jr., to me, it's been a big storyline in this game. With a modest scoring stat line, he has had his fingerprints all over this.
Unbelievable. He has been so impactful tonight. 9 points, 10 assists, 4 steals. Memphis leading by 8. With 92 seconds to go, now leading by 9. Aldama with 20 points in the ball game. Taylor Jenkins' squad looking to make it 7 consecutive wins against one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference.
mentioned you're going to run some action right here to try to see if you can free up Damian Lillard for a clean look.
Middleton hands it, gets it back to him. Wells all over Lillard. Boy, the Bucks can't literally get out of their own way tonight. You saw it right there. Tough night for Lillard. Lost the handle on that crossover, Tim.
Well, even that one, he tries to split these defenders. This is Jaren Jackson Jr. making the play.
Aldama controls. Milwaukee in desperation mode right now. They've got to play with ultimate urgency, down 9. Jackson Jr. draws the foul with another strong drive to the steal. And he'll get a couple of shots, a chance for points number 37 and 38. The Bucks visibly frustrated right now, Tim.
The Bucks started off the year pretty rough defensively, but then they had a long stretch where they just climbed steadily. Got all the way up to as high as 7th in defensive rating in the league, currently sit at 10th, I believe. But they really just have not had an answer and how to guard this team. And it's not just Jaren Jackson Jr. winning his matchups and hurting them from all over. It's the pace with which they play and how quickly they catch the ball and get into their next action and next movement. I feel like Milwaukee, particularly in the second half, has had a very difficult time catching up to the basketball.
Yeah. Memphis has won 7 of their last 8 games coming into this one tonight. Jaren Jackson Jr. has 16 points here in the fourth quarter. He has done a lot of the heavy labor at the offensive end. Giannis spins, Lopez inside, got that packed by Aldama. 38 seconds to play. Jackson Jr. on the blow-by. Skip pass to Aldama. Butter. Biggest lead of the ball game. And you can pretty much sign the certificate right now on this one. Milwaukee Bucks are going to fall to 26 and 21. The 4th place team in the Eastern Conference, losing to the 3rd place team in the West, the Memphis Grizzlies. Milwaukee will play OKC at OKC tomorrow. This is the first night of a very daunting back-to-back for the Bucks as they drop one at home. 132 to 119. The highest scoring team in the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies, win it going away. Their 7th straight against Milwaukee. You can almost hear them on Beale Street right now in the shadows of the grindhouse. Jackson Jr. with 37 points and 5 rebounds. Scottie Pippen Jr. did a lot of things, Tim, that won't show up in the box score.
This was surgical, the way Memphis attacked Milwaukee in the second half. Great energy and activity defensively, but it was really their offense that got this win because they became unguardable in the second half for Milwaukee.
Pippen with 9 points, 10 assists. As the players exchange pleasantries, a lot of these guys you'll see in the Bay Area All-Star Weekend coming up in just about, less than 2 weeks. And he's got an All-Star with him, George.
Yes, sir. I've got Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane with me here. All right, you guys trailed heading into the fourth quarter. Jaren, what did it take to win this one?
A lot of resilience. It was up and down. It was ugly. But that happens a lot, especially during this time of year. That can happen a little bit, but we stuck through it.
Desmond, you guys hit some timely threes in that fourth quarter. What were those looks like, and how did you generate them?
I think it started with Scottie. pressuring the ball, getting stops on the defensive end, kind of opened up some stuff for our offense. Got some easy looks down the stretch. And this dude right here, all NBA. All NBA.
And a second All-Star appearance, too, as well. Jaren, when we spoke to Taylor Jenkins before the game, he talked about how you are the driver of the culture, how your leadership has stepped up in tremendous ways. You visited all the guys in the summer. Where have you grown the most in regards to your voice on this team?
Yeah, that's a bar right there. I think my voice just started at Michigan State, and it carried on. So now I've gotten older. I just understand how important it is, you know. People can't see behind them when they're playing defense. They got to hear you. They got to hear you off the